Hello, good morning, hi and salutations. It's 8 minutes to 6 and I'm awake. Oh, I can't get used to this. Oh boy. Okay, so April 4th, 5-Star Chicken made a topic. I'm not a fan of the new PDA voice. Something about the old one, I don't know. To me, it was just better. New one is kind of annoying. I don't know why they had to change it. It was in the game earlier. And we've got 8 comments. And one of these comments is going to be juicy. So, Jiminter says, better in French. Yep. That's interesting. I wonder how the Ravina Indian voice sounds in French. I'll have to look into that. Defective. I don't have anything against Indian accents or anything, but the difference in voices from the first one are so great that it's an uncomfortable distraction. 5-Star Chicken replies, it really just caught me off guard when I first heard it. I mean, it does make sense story-wise because the PDA is from a different company, while the one in the original game was from Altera, but I just miss it. Also, for me, some accents are just more enjoyable to listen to. And it may make sense due to the story, but the story was retconned retroactively to justify their change of the PDA. That's pretty dishonest. You can't tell me they changed the PDA because she works for XenoWorks. That aspect of the story was generated after the fact to justify it. Oh boy! Oh boy, can you guess why I'm making this video? You're right, it's AuldWolf. Now, in my previous video, I called AuldWolf out for many things, and one of the things was him talking about comparing voices in Altera to whiteness and sexiness, and I'm like, he's the one that said that. Well, you know what? I wanted to show this to follow up with what I said. Because unlike Unknown Worlds Entertainment, I know how to tie up a story thread. I know how to finish what I start. AuldWolf says, I love the PDA voice. Personally, I'm so tired of the white, conventionally attractive computer voice trope. I didn't know you could assign an ethnicity to a voice, but this guy's clearly showing his internal, unconscious racial bias. One that's meant to arouse the tech illiterate so they'll interact with their devices more. Once again, AuldWolf is complaining about the sexy white computer voice. The current PDA was from a scrappy startup of scientists, a research commune of sorts. Too bad Robin's behavior and activity does not reflect anything scientifical. So if Robin is an example of XenoWorks staff quality, anyway, at least until it was acquired by Altera. As such, the PDA is designed with that kind of personality in mind, one that doesn't need their PDA to be sexy for them because they're already familiar with their own technology. That's weird, because the competent, successful giant corporation Altera, he claims that their employees don't know what they're doing. But this small little startup company of scrappy scientists are familiar with their technology. Well, if they're so much more competent and familiar with their technology, how come they're not the more successful company? It would stand to reason the company that is larger, more profitable, more powerful does so because it's got more competent employees or people at the higher ups making the decisions. But let's continue reading. It amuses me that basically Altera's PDAs are designed with the belief that their users are idiots. I mean, doesn't Altera's PDA even call you an idiot? So it feels kind of canon in that regard. XenoWorks has more respect for their staff. I mean, I brought this up with one of my buddies, well, I brought this up with some people last night, as a matter of fact. I'm like, you know, back in my mind, super duper kind of curious. People wonder this. But I actually wonder, is AuldWolf a sock puppet account? Are they directly affiliated with Unknown Worlds? Or is this an actual real case of someone being a shill, paid off to say wonderful things about your product? I'm not suspecting this out of hyperbole. I really think this. Anyway, we got 4 more posts. Let's go ahead and clear out the topic. And Chris Nader, I suppose that's his name. He replied to AuldWolf, "How can you tell by the voice it's a white female talking? How do you come up with the original voice being there just for sexual purposes? The game's for kids, 6 years to 7 years plus recommended, at least for my country. On top of that, you just want a voice that sounds good and convey messages understandably. With the new voice, I can't understand some words from time to time due to heavy accents." Very good points. Casino replies to AuldWolf also. "Your assumption that people found anything about the first voice sexy is extremely interesting." Krobeska also replies to AuldWolf, "Sexy? That's an interesting accusation. Tea and Cheese closes it up. Thank you, Tea and Cheese, 7 hours ago telling AuldWolf to take your fucking racism elsewhere." And you know, I'm gonna pause it, and we are unpaused. And this is the previous topic. I did a video about this just recently. Let's talk. And oh, there you see, topic has been locked. As you can see, AuldWolf's incredibly hateful, racist-filled rant has not been taken down, because Unknown Worlds agrees with what he has to say. But we do have some replies before this got locked. Darth Cervantes, "I don't necessarily like this individual. I think they're loaded. However, even though me and this person disagree on several things, it seems that they're not completely oblivious. People's political opinions should never interfere with their jobs. One day you will get canceled over an opinion, and you won't like it very much. Don't like what someone says? Then man up and don't read it. Capiche? Good." And you know what? I agree with this. If you don't like content, don't subject yourself to it. If you don't like my videos, don't fucking watch my videos. If you don't like my videos, why are you right here, right now, almost 8 minutes into the video, still reading it, still listening to me? If you don't like it, go watch another video, man. Dislike my video and go somewhere else. Don't torture yourself. But that's what people do. They torture themselves and claim it's their responsibility to punish other people. No. You stepped in dog shit. That's no one else's fault but your own. Don't step in dog shit. And if you do, don't complain about it. Go wash your foot. The Big Brzezinski! Or just don't be immature on Twitter. Artists, am I right? It's okay to be immature on Twitter as long as you support the right political ideology. Harbinger, you mean don't be immature on Twitter like Donald Trump? What an asshat. Donald could make more mature Twitter posts. I could agree with that, but bro, this like, when people say don't bring politics into it, you straight up brought the a former president into it. Don't do that. Don't be Harbinger. Catalytic. This is a very dangerous trend, frankly. It's fueled by dangerous and destructive ideas that have a long history of bringing literally nothing but pain and misery wherever they take root. Cancel culture is a modern version of McCarthyism, and it will end badly. If you want to live in a free country, you've got to tolerate people who have different ideas than you without finding ways to destroy their lives for having the audacity to disagree with you. Unknown Worlds Entertainment and a woke Twitter mob destroyed this man's career because of a few tweets. And this guy is hardly the only example. Is that the kind of power you think a corporation should be wielding? And more to the point, for the Unknown World Entertainment mob, who will inevitably end up reading this thread and locking it, which they did. Did you think that firing him and ruining his life made him change his mind to your way of thinking, or made him more recalcitrant and resentful because he was treated like toxic waste? And then rather than, you know, delete what should actually be done, it was just locked.